There are some bad habits that can damage your hair, and we have to know how we can change these habits and cause our hair loss to be at the minimum side. How we can decrease our hair loss by changing these important habits which almost everybody is doing in a sort of an improper way nowadays. So in this video we are going to discuss these habits, how we can change them, what kind of modifications can lead to improvement in your hair loss situation if you are facing such kind of hair loss. We will go into these habits one by one and you will find out the solution also for that. I am Dr. Satya Saraswat, gold medalist plastic surgeon and treating hair loss patients for more than 17 years, and have treated such thousands of such patients till now. Do subscribe to our channel for such useful information. Now coming to the first habit, which is shampooing. I'm sure you must be thinking that you are doing something proper when you are shampooing it, the frequency at which you are doing. But let me just tell you, if you are overdoing your shampooing or doing it less, it can be a thing which can damage your hair. The ideal frequency of shampooing should be twice a week. I have seen many patients who are doing almost daily basis shampooing, but you have to understand that these shampoos, they contain some chemicals, and these chemicals can sort of erode or corrode the outer layer of the hair shaft, which is the protective layer, also known as outer root sheath. The more chemical you are applying every time, more this outer layer is getting depleted and thinning down your hair. So what is the ideal frequency? That is twice a week. If your hairs are too oily, you can go for an alternate day shampooing, but if you do more than that, then it's not proper and it can cause your hair damage. Now another important thing is the temperature of the water at which you do the shampooing. If your water is too hot or if it is too cold, the extreme temperatures can also cause some damage to the hairs. Ideally, your water at which you are doing your shampooing should be almost the room temperature. Now application of the shampooing has to be at least for 5 to 8 minutes or even 10 minutes. So let the shampoo be there on your scalp for at least 5 to 10 minutes before you wash it off. A good shampoo should be containing some ingredients in a natural form, preferably like onion oil, onion extract, shikakai or bhringadi, which have been known to prevent further hair loss and are natural cleanser of your scalp. Also, if you are having some medical problem like a lot of dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis and things like that, you can go for a medicated shampoo after taking an advice or a consultation with your treating doctor. Then you can go for various other preparations like ketoconazole or coal tar based shampoo, but that has to be under a doctor's supervision. Most of the people, what they do shampoo improperly is that they will just apply it in a small portion and just rub it off and wash it off with the water. The shampoo has to be applied all around. So for that, you have to keep on changing the position of your head so that it is under the shower, and your finger movement has to be such that the shampoo is going everywhere on the hair bearing scalp rather than getting concentrated on a small portion of your scalp. If you have got a medical procedure like a hair transplant or PRP or other salon procedures like keratin treatments and all those things, then you have to be extra gentle while doing the shampoo, as this can cause some damage to the grafts which have been transplanted. Do discuss this with your treating doctor or your salon owner, whosoever done that procedure for you, before actually doing the shampoo in such cases. Shampooing after any procedure, whether it's a medical procedure for your hair loss or your hair transplant or a cosmetic procedure which you got done in your nearest salon, you have to discuss your specific shampooing pattern with the person who has given you that care. Do like this video. Now coming to another part, which is a common mistake, is how you dry your hairs. Generally people are very vigorous in drying their hairs and they apply a lot of force, especially after taking bath. So ideally this drying has to be done with a soft towel and by tapping it or dabbing your hairs. There should not be too much of force. You should avoid using hair dryers because hair dryers also cause some extreme temperature changes, and these temperature changes can be dangerous or harmful for your hairs. Coming to combing, when you do with a plastic comb, it can create some static forces, and that static forces which are generated can cause some hair loss in you. So ideally for your hair loss, if you are suffering from hair loss and you want to comb your hairs, a wooden hair comb is better than a plastic hair comb for you. So this is another part. And another thing is the oil massage. There are a lot of controversial issues. There are people who think that oil massage can be dangerous. There are people who think that it's good. It is found by a study which was done in Japan that oil massage is helpful in increasing the blood supply apply to your scalp. Ideally, you should do it before you shampoo your hairs, that is like twice or thrice a week, and before the shampooing, one day prior to that, or even on the day of the shampooing, you should at least for 5 to 6 minutes you should be massaging your scalp skin, and then you can apply your shampoo, and then you can take your bath and do the shampooing of your hairs. If you have some specific query about any of your habits, you can mention in the comment section below and we will try to answer it as quickly as possible. Now let us discuss what coloring does to your hairs. Friends, it's known that many patients come to us that they have started experiencing higher amount of hair loss, especially when they color their hairs, and this they have seen over a period of time. So these colors, they have a lot of chemicals, and the important one amongst them is ammonia. This ammonia can again damage the outer root sheath of the hairs and can damage, which can lead to your hair loss problem. So if you are coloring your hairs, you should try to have a ammonia free color which should be applied. Try to increase the interval between your coloring sessions. So say you want to get a perfect color and you are going for a coloring every 2 to 3 weeks. Try to make it 1 month, or even more than that. Try to make it 6 weeks, that is 1.5 months. We have had some patients in whom we did hair transplant and they had a severe allergic reaction to the coloring which they were using. So in these kind of cases, henna is better than the colors which are available in the market. Henna is something which you can easily prepare at your own home, or you can buy it at a local market, but be sure that there is no chemical mixed with that henna. This is again very important, and if you are doing it improperly, this can lead to your hair loss. Apart from that, there are few hairstyles which can cause some hair loss. One is like a ponytail. When the females, they tie in a tight bun, or they are stretching the hairs towards the back. Even this ponytailing sort of thing is done by the males, also known as man bun. So these are the kind of hairstyles which can, due to excessive stretching and pressure, damage your hair. So try to avoid these kind of hairstyles also. These are the bad habits which can damage your hairs. Another thing which we want to talk about is the stress. It is a known fact that stress can cause hair loss. Stress increases your cortisol levels, which are sort of a bad hormones which give you anxiety and things like that. Whenever you are having stress, you will find that your skin becomes lusterless and you start experiencing more and more hair loss. This is so commonly seen in females who have recently had a childbirth, which has been a stressful event in their life. You can watch this video given in the link above to know about specifically about the post-pregnancy hair loss in females and how you can avoid that. Apart from that, if there has been any stressful major event, this can again lead to the hair fall. So if you can cut down on your stressful habits or your stress by various modifications like meditation, exercise and things like that, then this can again lead to decrease in your hair fall. Now in the end, let us discuss some lifestyle issues which can lead to your hair loss. The first one is smoking and drinking. Friends, it is known that excessive smoking and drinking can cause decrease in the blood circulation by constricting your blood vessels. So when the blood flow is less, the oxygen or the nutrition or the nutrients which are going to the hair roots can decrease, and this can lead to hair loss. Apart from this, you have to check your exercise also. If you are over exercising, this has been shown to cause hair loss, specifically if you are losing around 4,000 kilocalories or more by doing exercises. So it has been shown that over exercising can cause some damage to the proteins, and this can release some toxins into your blood circulation. So if you have to exercise, keep it within a limit rather than doing it over aggressively to avoid your hair loss. Also, apart from that, you have to keep on checking the kind of diet you are taking. We will give you on the screen, you can see the kind of food habits or dietary things which can increase your hair condition and decrease your hair loss. This you can note down so that this is helpful to you. But try to avoid junk food, over processed food, especially the foods which have a lot of packaged food materials in that and sort of sauces like Ajinomoto and all that. So try to avoid junk food and try to take natural food. This is a very basic and a simplified way in which you can decrease your hair loss. Apart from this, the last thing I want to talk to you about is the sleep pattern. If you are taking too less sleep, if your sleep level is less than 6 hours, then you can again experience higher degree of hair loss. It has been shown that 6 to 8 hours of sleep at least is necessary to maintain your body in a healthy way and to prevent your skin and hair related problems. You can share this video with your friends and your loved ones to share this information about the habits which can lead to hair loss. This is a very useful information for them. If you want to know the options for female hair loss, you can can click the video on the left, and if you want to know the options for male hair loss, you can click the video on the right.